I live in a small log cabin at the edge of a wooded neighborhood. It's not fancy. No granite countertops, no manicured lawn. Just trees, quiet mornings, and the sound of wind through pine branches. I built it myself over the course of 2 years. Every beam, every nail, every inch. The cabin sits on land that's been in my family for decades. When the neighborhood grew around it, the developers slapped an HOA on everything like a corporate sticker. At first, the HOA didn't bother me. I paid my dues. I followed basic rules. But I was different. I didn't have vinyl siding. I didn't mow my grass into perfect stripes. I didn't put out matching patio furniture. And apparently that made me a problem. Still, life was peaceful. Until she noticed me. Her name was Linda. But everyone called her Karen, quietly at first. She was the HOA president, mid-50s, perfect hair, permanent scowl. Our first interaction was at an HOA meeting. She stared at me like I'd tracked mud onto her white carpet. "So," she said, tapping her pen, "you're the cabin. Not you own the cabin. Not you live in the cabin. Just, you're the cabin." I nodded. "Yes, ma'am." Her lips tightened. "That structure is unconventional." I explained it was permitted, inspected, and grandfathered in before the HOA existed. She smiled. Not a friendly smile. "I'll deal with you later" smile. Within a week, I got my first violation notice. Then another. Then another. Grass too tall. Firewood stacked unsafely. Chimney smoke excessive. None of it was real. Every time I disputed it, Karen showed up personally. Clipboard. Smirk. "Authority. This community has standards," she'd say. And somehow those standards always applied only to me. It got worse fast. Karen started driving by my cabin daily. Sometimes twice. Neighbors told me she was keeping an eye on things. She fined me for having a generator, even though power outages were common. She fined me for commercial activity because I worked from home. At HOA meetings, she mocked me openly. "Some people don't want to integrate," she said, looking directly at me. "Some people think they're above the rules." I wasn't above the rules. I was just inconvenient. Then the letters started threatening legal action. Lien warnings. Eviction language. I hired a lawyer. Karen laughed when she found out. "You think a little cabin dweller can fight an HOA?" she said. That's when I realized she wasn't just enforcing rules. She wanted me gone. One afternoon, I came home to find my cabin door unlocked. Inside, papers were scattered everywhere. Karen had entered my home without permission. She claimed emergency inspection. There was no emergency. Then came the forged documents. She submitted falsified reports saying my cabin was condemned. She tried to revoke my utilities. She even attempted to sell HOA-controlled access to my driveway. That was the moment everything changed. I installed cameras. I documented everything. And Karen got sloppy. She vandalized my property on camera. She threatened me in writing. She falsified financial records. And worst of all, she used HOA funds for personal expenses. That's what finally caught the authorities' attention. The investigation took months. Karen kept acting untouchable. Until one morning, police showed up at an HOA meeting. She laughed at first. Then they read the charges. Fraud, forgery, trespassing, embezzlement. Her face drained of color. She screamed. She blamed everyone else. She pointed at me. "This is his fault." The judge didn't care. Karen was sentenced to prison. The HOA dissolved. I went home that night and sat on my porch in silence. For the first time in years, it was quiet. Peace returned. I repaired the cabin, planted trees, expanded my porch. Neighbors apologized. Some admitted they were scared of her. I forgave them. Life became simple again. I thought it was over. I was wrong. 3 years later, there was a knock on my door. I opened it, and there she was. Older, thinner, angrier. Karen. She stared past me at the cabin. "You're still here?" she snapped. I smiled. Always was. Her face twisted with disbelief. "I thought this place would be gone." "It almost was," I said, "because of you." She stepped closer, lowered her voice. "This isn't over." I laughed. "Yes," I said calmly, "it is." She had no power, no authority, just bitterness. She turned and walked away, defeated. That night, I sat on my porch again. Same trees, same wind. Karen tried to control everything, and lost it all. Some people mistake power for permanence, but entitlement always collapses eventually. My cabin is still standing, and I still live here.